What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Vape Forward Cync. So I've been seeing a lot of these little starter kit type devices come out recently, and honestly I couldn't be any happier with that because this is a season where people start thinking about quitting. The new year is almost upon us, and that means people are going to make their resolutions to finally quit cigarettes, hopefully with the use of vapor products. So if you have a smoker in your life, make sure you consider the Vape Forward Cync as a gift for them for the holidays. So with that being said, I would like to state my intent by saying that I did receive these products for free for the purpose of doing this video. However, they have no monetary value to me, which means my opinions on them will remain honest and unbiased. With that being said, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to the people over at Vape Forward for sending me these products for the purpose of doing this video. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Real quick before we go down to the close-ups, I just want to take a look at their product catalog. They have 3 different style batteries. They have a micro battery, a standard battery, which I'm using right now, and a stealth battery. The micro and the standard are the same price at $14.99. The stealth battery is a little bit more at $21.99, and they're all available in blue, black, graphite, silver, and pink. They also have a bunch of different flavors on their menu here. We have brands from Beard, from Five Ponds, Cosmic Fog, Enjoy, Glass, Space Jam, and Cutwood. So you have a lot of the very top names in the industry as far as what you can get with these pre-filled pods. So a 2-pack of pods is going to cost you about $9.99. They come in 6, 12, 18, and 24 milligrams of nicotine. The pod sizes up to 18 milligrams is 2.5 milliliter, and at 24 milligram, they're 1.5 milliliters. So you can find all of these products on the Vape Forward Cync website. I'll have it linked in the description below if you want to check it out there. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. So here you can see my Cync is in its original box. Let's just take a quick look around the packaging. Right up top here we have our Cync logo, what the battery looks like. This is of course the standard battery. On this side we have the color indication. Mine is silver. This side here we have mycync.com. That's where you're going to find all the fun accessories and pods for it. And on the back we have all the normal warnings and boring stuff. So let's go ahead and open up the box here. Pretty plain and simple packaging, really nothing to it, just a little bit of bubble wrap here. Taking the battery out, there is nothing else in this box, and that's exactly how I received it. No manual, no troubleshooting guide, no anything. So very, very, very simple packaging. So let's just get you guys a close-up here. Right on the end is our micro USB slot. That's what we use to charge it. On the top part here is an LED indicator light, which means if it's green, it's good to go. Yellow, it's almost dead. And red, it is dead. So make sure you get to your charger. You can plug it in with the USB and this light will glow red. That means it's charging. When it turns off, that means it's done charging. So very, very simple. Really nothing else to this thing here. On the inside here, we see the 2 little prongs. That's what you line up the metal part on your pod to. So when we go to install it, you want to just click that in like so, boom, and it's all ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. So sometimes you see a little bit of a gap between the pod and the battery, but that's no big deal. It doesn't affect the performance whatsoever. Just kind of a little bit of something that's aesthetically ugly in my opinion. But other than that, I really don't have issues with the way it looks. You can see how much liquid you have left through the little window there. And on the tip here, you have your 2 little rubber mouthpieces. That makes it super duper comfortable. Just taking a quick look at the mouthpiece, you can see the size of that hole right there. That's about the bore, the airflow that you're going to get out of this thing is a pretty decent amount. So that's about it for the close-ups on this device here. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of this video. Now let's talk about some of my personal thoughts, some pros, some cons, and whether or not I would purchase it. My first pro is that it's small, compact, and lightweight. Yes, that is going to be a broken record for all of these little starter kits because they all seem to be small, compact, and lightweight. I would say it's pretty much on par with the MyJet or the Von Earl. Pretty much about the same size, in fact, but the Juul is a little bit thinner. The Juul is definitely a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. This one here, slightly larger than that, but I'm still going to count it as a pro. My next pro is that it's powerful for its size. This thing puts out quite a bit of vapor. I was really surprised. I was using this mouth to lung, I was using this direct to lung, and I get a lot of vapor no matter what I do. So I tend to get a little bit more when I do a direct to lung inhale compared to a mouth to lung, but that's kind of obvious. That's pretty much true across the board with any device out there. My next pro is that you get lots of flavor options and the pods last a while. Yeah, like I said in the intro, you get all these different options from all these different companies, and I think that's just great. I feel like with those flavor choices, you're going to find something for everyone, and that's definitely something I can relate to. You can get, the traditional tobaccos and menthols and things like that for the current smokers, or if they want something completely different, you can get, like glass strawberry milk or something along those lines. So there's definitely going to be something for everyone. You can easily fit all different styles of vaping. The next pro I have is the rubber mouthpiece. I stated this in my vlog not too long ago. It has this nice little rubber mouthpiece here, and it's super duper comfortable. I don't know what it is, but it just kind of, you can have it dangling from your lip and you can just be taking little pulls on it while you're driving or whatever you want to do there. But it just feels really good when you just kind of have it dangling there. That I can appreciate because it kind of reminds me of when I was used to be in high school and chew on pen caps. So I kind of tend to like bite down a little bit on this thing, but those little rubber things right there on the mouthpiece just make it super duper comfortable. Next pro is that it charges quickly. Yes, this thing charges in about, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes, even from being fully dead. I think the longest thing has ever taken to charge is about half an hour for me. And that is just super, super convenient because you can plug it in right when you're about to leave the house, and a couple minutes later, you can unplug it and it's got half a charge good to go for a few more hours. And not to mention the fact that this takes a micro USB to charge it, which is almost universal nowadays. I feel like pretty much everyone has 2 or 3 micro USB chargers laying around the house. You can easily just plug it in. You can use it while it's charging. It is a pass-through, so this thing just is ultra convenient. And my final pro is that it's an easy transition device for smokers who don't want a gas station e-cig. This is not your daddy's or your grandfather's e-cig. This is something that's completely different and revolutionary. This is the future of the e-cig kind of thing. This is not a gas station e-cig with crappy Chinese juice. This is something all new and different and better. Definitely a whole lot better. So keep your eyes open and make sure you check out the Vape Forward Cync. All right, guys, let's talk about some cons. Now, my first con is that you might end up with a little bit of juice in your mouth. Now, I know that spitting and popping and crackling and all that is normal, and you might end up with a little bit of juice on your mouthpiece, but that's kind of a normal thing, and you can't really avoid it. But I worry more about for the first-time user of one of these products that they're not going to know any better, and they're going to worry that it's broken or something like that. So if you're planning on getting this thing for a loved one that smokes, make sure you let them know that this problem can be easily solved by just tapping it out on a piece of napkin or something like that. But that's really the reason I mention it as a con. My next con is the fact that there's a little bit too much airflow for a proper mouth-to-lung inhale. Now, when I review a starter kit like this here, I really want to see a nice tight drag, very reminiscent of a cigarette, so you get that same sort of sensation, therefore making the transition between smoking and vaping a little bit easier. Now, this thing here is much too wide to be a proper mouth-to-lung inhale. For at least me personally, this is kind of a little bit subjective, but I feel like this will remain true for anyone that's looking for a proper mouth-to-lung inhale. You're just really not going to find it with the Cync. My next con is that the battery feels breakable even though it's metal. This thing is made out of, I believe, aluminum, and I still feel like this thing is going to be pretty breakable. I'm really worried that if I bend over, it's going to break in my pocket or something like that. Now, that would probably remain true with every single starter kit out there, but I don't know. This really, really feels light and kind of worries me every time I have this in my pocket. I'm just a little bit nervous about it. So my next con is the fact that it has a very awkward shape. Now, it doesn't feel right with your finger draped over the top like that. It really doesn't feel right with it vertical, and definitely puffing on it would feel very awkward like this. So for me, it's really down to just holding it in your hand like that while you're puffing on it, which is kind of a normal thing for me, but I feel like for the newbie that's looking to get into using vapor products, they're really not going to know how to hold this thing. It's going to feel really awkward in their hands, and they might not like it. I mean, I know for a fact that when I first quit smoking and moved to a cig-like, the first thing that bothered me about vaping was the fact that it just did not feel right in my hand. Once I kind of broke that cycle in my head, I was able to just kind of go with the flow and hold it however I liked it and didn't really think about it too much. But the first few weeks that I was vaping, it definitely blew my mind, just by holding a cig-like at the end like that. So slightly awkward shape, very subjective, but I just felt like mentioning that. My final con is more of a warning than a con, but I would definitely say might be somewhat of an issue. Do not, under any circumstance, blow into this device. Don't do it. I did it by accident once while trying to make a joke with a friend, and the thing started auto-firing, so absolutely under no circumstances blow into the Cync. Word of warning for you, take that cartridge out as fast as you possibly can, and yeah, hopefully we avoid some sort of an injury with that, because that worries me a lot, because just by auto-firing like that, it really just freaked me out and made me not want to use this thing anymore. So let's go ahead and get to my final thoughts on this device. Would I purchase this device if I did not receive it for free for the purpose of doing this video? My answer would be yes, absolutely. For the price point of what they're asking for it, you can even get a starter kit online for even cheaper. Starter kits start at $19.99, which is definitely a reasonable price. With that, you get a couple of the pods, you get a battery, and you get a micro USB cord as well. So for that price, I really don't see any reason not to buy this product. So if you guys want to check it out for yourself, I'll have a link in the description. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Leave me comments in the box below about the Vape Forward Cync or any of these starter kits that you want to talk about. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, check out the advocacy links I have in the description. Make sure you fight for your right to vape, and check me out on my different social medias. I have Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow me on there, like my page on Facebook, check out my Snapchat, and if you want to give me a couple of bucks on Patreon, that would be awesome as well. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, vape on.